All right, I want to do a quick video. The name of this video, I want to make anybody that has $18,000 or can come up with $18,000 this year and they're under 50 years old, just by putting that money in TQQQ in a Roth account, they can retire a millionaire. So how does that work? Well, let's say you have $18,000 in a bank account or a savings account or whatever, and you've never done a Roth. You don't have a Roth account open, but you decide, okay, this is something I want to do. Saw a video, whatever, I want to do it. So you go open a Roth account. You can do it on Webull, you can do it on Robinhood, you can do it in any of those accounts like that. I have some of my money, 700 some thousand in Fidelity. You can do Ameritrade. You know, there's a lot of them out there. So you can just Google it and figure it out. But essentially, just open up an account. Schwab is another good one. Open up an account. Trading is pretty much free. And if you just put your money in TQQQ, then you could retire a millionaire. Now, you might say, well, I thought there was a limit how much you could put up in Roth. And that's true. There is a limit. The limit is $6,000 a year if you're under 50. If you're over 50 or over, you can put $7,000 a year. So they give you an extra $1,000 you can do. But let's just look at $6,000 a year. So it's February right now. So before the tax date comes up, you can put in $6,000 for the previous year, and you can put $6,000 for this year, and that'd be $12,000. Then you'd have to wait until January 1st, and you could put in another $6,000. So within a year, you could put in the whole $18,000. So how does that work with the numbers? So if you're 50 years old, you can retire at 70 with $1 million if you got 23% return, which is about what TQQQ has been running at. If you do it at normal market rates, which is more like 12, you'd only have 173,000. So really the triple really does help you a lot. I realize that 12 times 3 is 36, but I looked at the actual rates that rate of return that this has been doing over the last 15 years, and it's more like 23%. A little bit higher in the last few years, but right at 23%. So if we went with 23% a year, and we put $18,000 in, because you're going to get it all in within a year, right? If you started today and you put in $6,000 for last year, $6,000 for this year, $6,000 on January 1st of 2022, then you'd have the $18,000 in. And so at age 70, you would have over $1 million, $1.1 million. Now, what about if you were 45? So if you're 45, then of course at 65, you would be a millionaire, 1.1 million. So all you did was put $18,000 in, in the next year, 12,000 today, and then 6,000, as soon as the first of the year turned. And this is tax-free. This would be tax-free money. So you essentially just put in $6,000, max it out 3 times for 3 years, never put any more money in, and you become a millionaire at 65. If you're 45 or under. Those of you that have to have waited until you're 50 or over, at 50, you're looking at 70. Of course, you could put in more money. You could put in, let's say you're 50 years old and you want to put in $7,000 now, or let's say $14,000 now, and $7,000 a year, and you're already 50, you still be looking at 66. You just don't have enough time to quite make $1 million. So if you're 50, if you're over 50, then of course you're going to have to find a different way other than Roth. But Roth can get you a big part of it there, even if you're, later. Or you just won't be a millionaire until you're 70 or until you're 75 or 72 or whatever the year ends up being. Well, let's look at a more reasonable thing. Let's say you're 45 and you put the $18,000 in, and you never put another dime in. Then you're a millionaire by the time you're 65, right? So if you're 40, by the time you're 60, you're going to be a millionaire. If you're 30, by the time you're 50, so you basically need 20 years. So I'm just saying that if you're 50 years old or under, then you're going to be a millionaire. So I guess this looks pretty good at 45. So if you're 45 or under, then by the time you're 65, you'll be a millionaire. If you're 50, it'll be 70. So this is the power of compounding interest. If you're only at 12%, you're only going to have 173,000. But because you're getting the triple, you're going to really do that. So anybody that's 50 years or under can just put in 3 years, and if you're 50 at 70, you would end up, you just put in $18,000 total. If you're at 45 or under, then you'd be a millionaire when you retire at 65, which is Medicare age. A lot of people have to wait till Medicare to get Medicare. Of course, I understand about Obamacare and such, but I think Medicare is going to be there for a while. If you're at 45 or under, then you can be a millionaire. So there's really no excuse for anybody not to do this. You can get you a side gig. If you're like, well, there's no way I could come up with $500 a month. I've already waited this long. Yeah, I'm 45, but I just can't do it. Okay, you can't be a millionaire then. That's just the way it is. But if you want to become a millionaire, most anybody can get a side job, make $500 a month, and then all you have to do is do it for 3 years. For 3 years, and then you retire a millionaire. That's really powerful if you ask me. So I'm showing you this. I'm not selling anything. I'm trying to sell you on it, but I'm not trying to sell you anything. I have nothing to sell. I'm a millionaire already. I have $700 thousand in the market, and I'm doing this. I'm going to do this. I don't have. I'm not putting in the $6,000 every year. For me and my wife are $7,000 actually, because we're both over 50. But we're going to start doing it this year, and so let's run this along and see how it goes. And I encourage everybody else to do it. It's pretty much a no risk type thing. You can retire a millionaire, and even if you don't, let's say you only end up with $500,000, still a lot of money versus not doing anything. So I encourage everybody to do it. If you're 50 years old or under, you have enough time to become a millionaire. If you're 50, you might have to wait till you're 70 years old. But if you're 50 years old and you don't have $18,000, then you probably made some bad choices in your life. Most people can come up with that much money if they're 50 years old. If you're younger than that, so many people live paycheck to paycheck. But this is the way anybody can make it if they really want to. Anybody.